Hello, bonjour. I got Mathieu with you today, and we will talk about water. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Agathe Mathieu. I'm a living cuisine chef. You might have heard of raw food, familiar with that name. Started to eat this way 19 years, almost 19 years ago. And arthritis, as you can see on my hands, after only 1 week, the inflammation, as you know, people who have arthritis in their hand, rheumatoid arthritis, their joints are swollen, painful, aching. It's just an awful feeling. But like my little finger couldn't bend this way. It was so swollen, it would just stop there. And of course, today, my hands, I can use them just perfectly and fine. So within 1 week of eating living cuisine, it vanished. And the inflammation went down. And within 3 months, all gone, everything gone. My hands, my left hip, my left ankle, all of it gone, plus many other things. The story is on my website. It's pretty amazing what it does. So that put me on a journey to bring this to people. And I had a cafe for 8 years. And the beauty about this is I really had, an extensive crowd to test my recipes and make sure they were delicious. And they are. And they are offered on my website too. And it also gave me experience. I shared so many times with my customers when they came to the cafe and asked questions and all that. So it gave me that experience to communicate the information so they would understand. I also did research to add to my understanding of it all. And because I'm a self-made chef, self-made knowledgeable person on living cuisine, I learned a lot all those years. And I walk the talk. So what I'm telling you today is not like, oh yeah, that's a great thing. And I started that 2 days ago and it's amazing. 19 years. It's 19 years. Today at 64, I have more energy than I had at 40. Today at 64, I get out of bed, no aches, no pain, no like, when you get older and you feel achy and it's, stiff, none of that. And I have energy like there is tomorrow. So it's just remarkable what it does. And I really invite you to consider looking into it. You'll have my website and information at the end so you can check it out. What you see behind me is a zucchini noodles. So to who might be reacting to wheat, that's an awesome way to do it because zucchinis are also blend. So whatever sauce you put with it, whatever vegetables that you add to it, it won't the zucchini won't affect the taste. It's a blend taste, so you can put many things with it, which is wonderful. The other amazing thing about zucchini, it is 95% water and it has tons of fiber. So it's a double win here. We need water in our body. We need fiber in our body. So that's just an amazing vegetable to certainly add to your repertoire when you do, like I'm inviting you with noodles. You can also do those noodles or shred, put in your salad. It's just, yeah, it's a wonderful vegetable. You'll see also how many other wonderful vegetables will help you with the water. So let's start to talk about water here. What's happening with water? Our human body is made up of 60 to 70% of water. It just depends on the age. Actually, it goes to 75% with children before the age of 12. And as we grow older, there's a little less water content in our body. So, and why is that? Is it because we didn't drink enough? That might be. So our human body, so water is essential and major component of living matter. It's the largest component of our body, but also, anything else on earth that is living is water. Water is the main component of allowing them to actually exist. We ourselves, if we were to go without water for 10 days, we die. We can go without water for a month. but not without food, sorry, for a month, but not without water. So that tells you it's really a must. Well, as you see, if you don't water your plant, they just die. So water is life. So if you were to, and to give you an example of how much water there is in food, certainly in the food that I eat, the living cuisine, which is vegetables, fruits, the nuts and seeds are dry, the legumes are dry, but the other ones are, the legumes actually, if you pick them fresh, they have water content as well. There you go. So, but if you have chickpeas that have been dehydrated, you can rehydrate them. So there's water there. So if you were to take a head of lettuce, put it in your blender and blend it, and then put it in a bag and squeeze the juice out of it, you would be left with a little ball, like maybe not even the size of a golf ball, because a lettuce, like the zucchini, is 95% water. So why am I saying this to you is, if our body is 70% made of water, if we don't drink enough water, think of it. Think of a grape that turns into a raisin. That's what happens. We turn into raisins. Who wants that? So for example, I weigh 120 pounds, which is 54 kilos. So my body weight in water is 36 to 48 pounds, or 16 to 21 kilo. And why is that? Where is all that water in the body? You might say, what's going on? Our brain is 76% water. Our heart is 83%. Our bones, 22%. There is bone. There's even water in our teeth as well. Our muscles, 75%. Our liver, 85%. Our lungs, 90%. Our blood, 84%. So drinking water is important because we're mostly made of water, but also it helps with keeping that water clean. We need to bring water in, because of course we eliminate, so water goes out. So we need to bring more water in. And like I said earlier, I'm 1000% sure that you don't want to turn into a raisin. I'm sure about that. And that brings me to something as well. If your skin is dry, if your skin isn't smooth, drink more water. I'll tell you a story. My mom was then, I was visiting her, she was in Quebec, and then 93 years old. No, wait a minute. I think it was, but the point that I'm making here is I'm visiting her. I'm with her for 3 days. I get there and her skin is all flaky on her arms and on her legs, and her face, she was putting cream. So, that helped, but the rest of the body, she wasn't. And so I insisted that she drank water. And after only 3 days, there was a huge difference. Of course, I use a dry brush to eliminate that dry skin. And then her skin was smooth and stayed smooth. And she kept on drinking water. Then she came to spend the winter with me, which she always did here in Vancouver. I live in North Vancouver. Who wants to stay in the winter in Quebec if you can, if you have a daughter that lives in Vancouver? So she did. She came here. And then when she was with me, same thing, I insisted. And we kept her with that smooth skin, no more flaking on the legs and the arms. And that was just remarkable. So that is to say, before you go out to stores and buy cream, or put a lot of cream on you and your body, drink water. I'm not saying the cream is good, but you must drink water. It goes back to, if you put cream on dry skin, you're putting a Band-Aid on, you don't see the problem. The problem is underneath the Band-Aid that you just put on. So drink water, and then yes, use your cream. It's always nice. It's nice to put cream and it just feels to the body, but drink water, so important. So how much, you might say? It's very simple, and it's simple because also you have different people maybe in your life, in your home, in your family, and you want to have this right. So you drink the same quantity in ounces of water as your body weight in kilos. So for example, I'm 20 pounds, 54 kilos. So I drink 54 ounces of water daily. I just rounded up to 64, but I drink that amount. I make sure I drink that 54. That brings me to another thing, is over drinking water isn't good either. You know, too much of a good thing is not good either. So yes, I go up to 64, but I don't go any higher than that. If you are to exercise and if you are to be out there in hot weather and sweating, then yes, you drink more water, but otherwise keep it to that. And also you start to feel that, your body's going to start to tell you, hey, I love my water, but I don't want to drown in that water. Fill up glass bottles. So I'll show you. That's what I have here. You see? So I do 2 of these in the morning, and then I have my water for the day. And what it does, and then I keep them in sight. I have them like one on one side, one on the other side. Actually, they're right here at my desk. And if I go in the kitchen, I'll bring the water with me. So keep them on site to remind you to drink that water. And if you feel hungry, drink first, then eat. And so you make water your first beverage of the day. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm just going to bring my page up a bit. So water is absorbed rather than digested. So the process of water absorption in the bloodstream begins in the stomach. Starting your day with water, you'll be able to drink more water because your stomach is empty. And you are more likely also to experience a faster rate because now there's nothing in the way of the stomach for the water to be absorbed by the body. And it may be as quick as 5 minutes. So you're really rehydrating yourself, your cells, and all the organs we just listed, and your entire body. It's efficient first thing in the morning. But if you eat before you drink water, well, the speed of absorption slows down because you have food now, and it could take up to a few hours. So it's really a good thing to start with water in the morning. And also drinking that way before eating helps you to reach your water ratio because you don't have any food. So the water, gets in the stomach, is absorbed more rapidly. You have room to put water because there's nothing else. You know what I mean? Like if you eat and you drink at the same time, if you have quite a bit of food and you drink, eventually it's like, oh, I'm full. So you can't drink more water. So the same thing. So drink 2 cups of water first thing in the morning. It will wake up your system gently. You drink the water lukewarm or at room temperature. So, ideally not water that comes out of the fridge that is freezing cold, and then you ingest that into your body. It's like, oh, okay, I don't mean to be woken up so rapidly or so harshly. So do it gentle. And then you can also add to that water half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of cold pressed lemon juice. Why do I say cold press? Because in the cold press, which is simply you take a lemon and you squeeze it. If you buy the pasteurized juice from the grocery store, it's been pasteurized. So the goodness in it has been cooked. Whereas if you take a fresh lemon and you squeeze it, even if you take a fresh lemon and you squeeze it and then keep it in a container in your fridge for the next day, the extra juice, it has life in it. It has enzymes, it has nutrients, so it has been kept intact. When you cook, you lose. I mean, I don't know how much would be left in the end, but you lose. You're cooking it. You're cooking the life out of it. So do that. Do the cold press lime juice, and then cold press ginger juice. So now here, of course, you need a cold press juicer to do that. You cannot squeeze a ginger root. What you could do is a micro grater. So it's a grate that when you grate it, it's like it gives you like a paste almost. So you can do that with your ginger, and then you can put that into your water, like your lukewarm water, and put it in it, and it will sit at the bottom. And then when you drink, be careful you don't maybe gobble the thing. Mind you, I do chew on ginger in the morning. I love to do that. It's very, very healthy for you. And it also very good for your mouth, the hygiene of your mouth, to chew on ginger. So yeah, so it will sit at the bottom of your cup anyway. It won't float. It's heavy. It'll sit at the bottom, and then you'll get that lovely flavor of ginger. If you do that, if you add living food to your water now, drink it within the hour because it's leaving. And anything leaving, if you just leave it out, it's going to start to grow stuff in there, which you don't want to have. So if for some reason you're not drinking it all, then put it in the fridge and drink it later in the day. It will be cold then, but drink it later in the day. And then the next thing I want to say is drinking water is vital for fighting infection, digestion, circulation, maintaining the correct blood pH level, helping so that blood clots don't form, transporting and eliminating waste product. Float the log down the river. If you don't drink enough, you know, do I have to give you a picture here? Of course, the waste in your body stay in your body, and they start to harden, and it's stuck in your gut. And that won't make your gut healthy, that's for sure. So make sure that you drink enough. That does help for the log to come out. Now, not drinking enough water, well, I just mentioned it like, you know, a little bit. I'm not going to give you too much details, you know, to talk about this. It's not very appetizing, but the body will be looking for other places to extract moisture. It needs the water. So look wherever it can have moisture. And that's what leads to constipation. So constipated people out there, get started on your water feast. Think of it this way, feast sounds much more inviting than, you know, your water fast or diet or regiment, or the words that we use when we talk about what we're doing. You know, someone will say, oh man, I have to drink all that water in the morning. That doesn't set you up to win. Think instead, I'm drinking my water in the morning and I'm giving that water to all my organs that needs it. And I'm going to feel so much better. And my skin, you know, is going to glow. So think of it this way. The words are very important. And that reminds me as well of our children. I didn't give nowhere enough water to my children. I wish I would have known this. Oh my gosh. So, you know, and I said earlier, our children below the age of 12 have 75% of their body's water content. So what did I do? I gave them milk, I gave them juices, I probably gave them water too, but it wasn't like, you know, when we must drink water. I do not remember having a pitcher of water on the table, just later when they were teenager, but before that, no. So do that. Have a pitcher of water on the table. I'll say it. And then for children, what you do is, you know, for the purpose of a meal, it's quite nice. You put raspberry and pieces of oranges into the water, and you can even do their own container for each child, because you know what happens, right? When you drink the water, the raspberry and the orange will go at the bottom. They won't come out right away. So they have to drink. And that's the game. The name of the game, drink your water. You'll get your whatever they like for fruit, raspberry, blueberries, strawberries. They'll get that at the end, what they like for fruit, even mangoes. Put a piece of fresh fruit in it. You know, I never try with dry fruits. Well, I did. Sorry, I did. I put goji. Sometimes I put gojis in my water. So, of course, they are dehydrated. But if I put gojis in my water and I store that water overnight, the next day they're all soft, and then my water has taken the taste of the goji. So, yeah, so you could use dry fruits as well, because mango, they're not always available for one thing. And that makes me think as well is, you know, some people would say, oh, I drink lots of water. I drink tea all the time. I drink lots of tea in a day. No, that doesn't work. Tea does not replace water. Actually, tea makes your body asking for more water. It dehydrates your body. Have you ever felt that you drink too much tea and your throat is kind of parched? That's what it is. So it's not hydrating you. So no, tea doesn't do it. You know that coffee doesn't. I don't have to go into this. So drink water, please. Needless to say that to drink filtered or spring water, because just like food that is loaded with chemicals, like the conventional food, that is not the organic, but conventional is, water won't be good if it comes with chemicals. And that could be the water from your filtering system in your city. It could be that it's delivered through faucet that are to your faucet through rusted pipes. It could be also that you're drinking your water out of a plastic bottle. If you do, there are minute particle of plastic that ends up in you. So you don't want that either, because it goes nowhere, right? Once it's in your body, I mean, it doesn't get digested. I don't know if it gets eliminated somehow, but I mean, who wants to put plastic into your body? So, and then that's why what's best is that you have your own glass bottles, you have your own filtering or filtered water or spring water, and then you have to stop. We have to stop anyway to put plastic in our environment. Oh my gosh, reuse is Earth's best friend. That means also it helps with having a future for us as we grow older and for our children and for our planet. So that's what it means. And so the water keeps the body functioning properly. And listen to this, it's just amazing all that it does. And that will give you an idea why you must drink water. No should, stop, should all over yourself and don't do anything. You must, that's just a must. The water is carrying nutrients and oxygens to our cells. So that means that our cells are not dying as fast. So guess what it means? It means that you're not aging as fast. It flushes the bacteria from our bladder. It aids our digestion. It prevents constipation, as I was saying earlier. It normalizes our blood pressure. So, it's like it's the best medication, water. It normalizes, it stabilizes our heartbeat. It cushions our joints. Did you know that? Like I just learned that doing my research for today. I didn't know about the joints. I knew about many other things, but I didn't know about the joints. It protects our organ and tissues. Because as I said earlier, all those organs that need so much water, well, if they don't have it, it doesn't protect them, right? They need that water. It regulates our body temperature and it maintains electrolyte, so the balance. So what happens when you drink more water? You feel more energized. Like I said, your skin will attain a wonderful glow. You think more clearly as well. You do. Coffee doesn't do that. No. Water does. And you feel satiated as well. So, because sometimes hunger is mistaken for thirst. So that's why I'm saying, always drink before a meal and then have your meal. Always in between meals, always drink before taking a snack. Your snack is gonna be smaller. Oh, and you'll love this one. You really will love this one. Drinking enough water helps the body to metabolize fat. So here we go, fat goes. It helps to metabolize it. So simple as that. Again, when water is not expensive, right? I mean, yes, I know I talked about filtered water, but what you do is use a Brita filter, filter water. There you go. And drinking enough water is protective for our kidneys, essential for removing waste from our body. We said about that. I talked about the log to float down the river. And your body will thank you for it. If you drink water, your body will thank you for it. Now, let me show you, you're just gonna love this. I will share my screen and I will show you, there you go, this here. You see, this is the food pyramid for living cuisine. Look what's at the bottom. Look what's at the bottom. water. And it means that it's the largest quantity that we should have in a day. We should have more water than anything else in the day. It's at the very bottom. And what happens next? We have the leafy greens. Well, the leafy greens are full of water. Zucchini, 95%, lettuce, 95%. So are fruits. Fruits also have lots of water. So eating this way, what happens in the end? I just said earlier that when you drink water, your cells are oxygenated. If they have enough oxygen, they just won't die as rapidly. The other thing is, in the body that of someone who eats and healthier, you'll see under a microscope, and you know what? I will find images of that. You see the blood cells are all separate and they're dancing and moving around. But when you don't have enough water and enough oxygen that goes to the blood, they're sluggish and they're slow and they're more clumped together. What does it mean? You see my body going like, ugh. It means that you're tired. It means that your body doesn't have the energy. It can't. It can't, because the blood cell that, you know, is our energy are sluggish and slow. It can't. But if they're bouncing around, then you have it. So that's what I have. That's why I'm bouncing around like I am. Now, let me show you another screen here. This one. And this is the one for my website. And so you can see healingvegancuisine.com is my website. You can leave me a message if you have any question. And also you can send me an email. So I will send you that pyramid with the vegetables is out of my ebook. And the ebook is an introduction to living cuisine. So you find all sorts of things about it that is so interesting. And you have recipes in there as well. So yeah, so my website is a great tool to find information. You see my story as well that might inspire you. When you look at it, you go, I'd like to have that too. And you can. So that's the other thing, is when your body is fed with nutrients that feed the microbiome, then the microbiome can do its job, which is to keep you healthy. It's like your internal pharmacy. But you see, your internal pharmacy, your microbiome, will give you the right prescription because it's your body. It's not like an average of something that should be out there that they say. It's your body. That's why it's always better to eat food that is good for you instead of maybe supplements. And when I say that, we need the vitamin D and we need the B12 because it's just not out there. So there are certain things that are not out there. But if someone says, I miss quercetin, eat more onions, eat more allium. So, because what happens is your body will give you, like I said, the right prescription. It will break it down, it will use it, so it's useful for the body, because those microbes, there are more microbes in our body than we have human cells. They've been with us since the beginning of our time, and they certainly don't want to die, so they'll do whatever they can to keep us healthy. But if we keep putting food in there that is not good for it, it doesn't help. You know, you don't gas up your car and you don't gas up your plant, sorry, and water your car. So what are we doing to our body? Why would we put things in our body we very well know isn't good for it? So you want the result? It's very simple. Like I had result, you know, I know whoever has arthritis would like to get rid of it. I know that whoever had an awful case of rosacea would love to get rid of it. I know that anyone who is overweight and struggling with the overweight would love to get rid of it and be able to eat. You can eat. You don't have to stop yourself all the time. Oh no, I'm going to gain weight. No, you can eat because your body receiving what it knows to work with, and it will eliminate what it doesn't need and keep what it needs. I just love doing those shows. So I sure hope. I wish that I will see you again, of course, next week. And we'll have another subject. Every subject, you can visit my page so you can see all the other subject and listen to it and send me any questions you might have. So love being with you. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you soon.